भारतीय शास्त्रों में, भारतीय वेदों में जब हम देखते हैं तो नेतृत्व का गुण बड़े ही सुंदर शब्दों में बखानित किया गया है। हमारे यहाँ अगर हम धर्म के क्षेत्र में जाएं तो हमारे यहाँ राम हुए, जिन्होंने अपने नेतृत्व क्षमता से सबसे कमजोर होते हुए सबसे जो जिनके पास शक्ति थी, जिनके पास अर्थ का बल था, उस अर्थ के बल को पराजित करके बताया कि अगर नेतृत्व का गुण हो, नेतृत्व की क्षमता हो, तो बड़ी से बड़ी शक्ति को पराजित किया जा सकता है। धर्म के साथ में, क्योंकि आज हम राजनीति की बात करते हैं, हमने सीखा है, हमारे मूल्य हमें सिखाते हैं कि राजनीति का धर्म होना चाहिए, धर्म की राजनीति नहीं होनी चाहिए। अगर राजनीति का धर्म हम रखेंगे तो नीति के द्वारा नियमित किया गया धर्म, धर्म के द्वारा नियमित की गई राजनीति हमें सुपथ की ओर लेकर के आगे बढ़ेगी। हमारे शास्त्रों में कहा गया है, भारतीय मनीषा को समझते हुए हम हमेशा ये पाते हैं कि हम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः कहने वाले हैं। हमारे लिए हम जहां भी हम उजाले की ओर बढ़ने वाले हैं, तो नेतृत्व का गुण हमेशा वो होना चाहिए जो आपको उस पथ की ओर अग्रसर करे जहां से प्रकाश आता हो। हमारे रामधारी सिंह दिनकर जी कह के गए थे कि हवन पूत करमे सुदंड नव जटा जूट पर ताज, जगत देखने को आएगा सन्यासी का राज। तो सन्यासी का राज क्या होता है कि जब आप अपने अर्थ से ऊपर बढ़ करके, आप सत्ता के घमंड को नीचे उतार करके कंटक राज को स्वीकार करते हैं, तो आप रामत्व की ओर होते हैं। और रामत्व आपको लेकर के जाता है सुशासन की ओर, और सुशासन दृढ़ करता है आपकी मनस्थिति को और आपके विचार को, और वो दृढ़ विचार ही एक सुराष्ट्र की निर्मित की मूल की अवधारणा होती है। तो आवश्यक है कि भारतीय रामत्व को समझा जाए। आज ब्रिटेन में हम देख रहे हैं कि हमारा एक ऋषि राज कर रहा है, तो आज से 100 वर्ष पहले जो कवि कह करके गए थे, कवि वाणी सार्थक है। भारतीय दृष्टिकोण की अगर हम बात कर रहे हैं, हम नेता की बात कर रहे हैं, भारतीय मनीषा में जब जब भी नेता की बात आई है, तो वो चाहे धर्म क्षेत्र हो, चाहे अर्थ क्षेत्र हो, और अब तो राजनीति का भी क्षेत्र हो, हमने ये पाया है कि जब जब हमने भारतीयता को ऊपर रख करके काम किया है, तो दुनिया ने हमें देखा है। जब पूरी दुनिया अर्थ के पीछे दौड़ती है, तब भारत सबकी स्वास्थ्य को सबके हित को साथ में लेकर के चलता है। इसीलिए अगर दुनिया कोरोना देती है तो भारत वैक्सीन देता है। ये भारतीय विचार है। मैं केवल इसी के साथ, आप क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ युवा बैठे हैं, मैं खुद भी एक युवा हूं, बहुत ज्यादा कहने में खुद को सक्षम नहीं मानता हूं, लेकिन एक विचार का बोध अगर मैं रोपित कर सकता हूं आपके मन में, तो मैं आज यहाँ मेरी सभा में उपस्थित होने को सार्थक सिद्ध करके जाऊंगा। मेरा यह मानना है कि हमारे विचार भले ही सूक्ष्म हो, हमारी मनस्थिति भले ही नश्वर हो, हमारी मानवीयता भले ही कमजोर हो, लेकिन अथक प्रयास के बाद में और अथक प्रयास के साथ में जो सबसे मूल है, जो मेरा आज का विषय है, नेतृत्व का गुण होना, तो अपने अंदर, अपने मूल में, अपने अंतस में, अपने अपने मानस में इस चीज को दृढ़ कर लीजिए कि जब तक आप अपने प्रयास में जोर रखेंगे लेकिन अपने नेतृत्व को सही दिशा नहीं देंगे, तब तक हमारा रथ सुपथ की ओर नहीं बढ़ सकता है। इसी के साथ आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद मुझे अवसर देने के लिए। भारत माता की जय।
थैंक यू। I invite next participant. For the information of the jury, she is representing a team 36. She got.
What is the one thing you wished you had learned before? What is the one thing you wished you had learned before?
You can start.
A very pleasant good evening to everyone present here. So I have got the topic. What is the one thing you wished you had learned before? So to start with, I would start with this poem. It's a very beautiful poem. It says, मनुष्य गलती का कीड़ा है जो अक्सर हो ही जाती है, पर जो गलती को जो अपनाए उसे इंसान कहते हैं, किसी के काम जो आए उसे इंसान कहते हैं. So throughout my 21 years of life, I always thought that I'm the wrongest person who is being living this life. I've been committing all the sins which my grandparents told, like you don't have to watch so-called Hollywood serials, because my grandparents have been so much inclined towards dharma, that is the cultural path of life, and I was very much inclined towards science fiction and watching those non-cultural dramas. And also, I have not been very confident in myself even until now. While I'm speaking, I'm always very scared of the fact what I may say. So see, we are never born perfect. That's the first thing we have to realize. And I started accepting it as soon as I touched 20s. I started realizing no matter what, we have to start stepping out of our comfort zone. No human is born perfect. So that's what I was saying in the poem, and that beautiful poem portrays it nicely, that we have to accept our mistakes. Humans are prone to mistakes. They will commit throughout their life. If you are to see the examples of great leaders which we have seen and we have read about, like Mahatma Gandhi, or say in case of our present Prime Minister, who is like a holistic leader to be said in present time, and he's been looked up by various people. So we have seen that he has come in front of the public, accepting that he has been mistaken in various of his policies, like that of the farmers' protest, in which he came out openly and accepted his mistakes. So we have to learn the fact that there is a requirement in the entire human lifespan. We'll be committing sins or mistakes, so-called mistakes, and we need to accept it and work over it. See, the entire human evolution has been such where we have always worked upon in such way where one person committed mistakes and the other came upon and corrected it. As we have seen it in scientific projects and all. For me, it's been atomic model, first of all. In case of atomic model, the current atomic model which we have right now doesn't came out of sudden, the quantum theory. It came out of gradual steps. Thomson gave his model. Later on, more scientists came and corrected by laying out the drawbacks the other scientists had. So we need to find out the mistakes are the very way which will lead us to the truth. So the entire lifespan of human is to commit mistakes and learn from them, so that we can find and draw the path of truth for ourselves. Since the entire human life is all about learning, the entire process is all about learning. As since I am much more inclined towards philosophy, and Jedu Krishnamurti used to say, education is not what you complete formally in your schools or colleges or in higher institution, but it is a process. It is a throughout life process, and in which the common and the major role is played by the self-knowledge which you'll get. And how you'll get self-knowledge, that wisdom, by making mistakes and learning from them. So in order to conclude the topic which I got, that was what is the thing that you would like you would had learned before, was that, as I'm doing right now, is committing mistakes is normal part of life, and you have to learn to accept it and work over it. Obviously, you won't win at once. No one wins at once, but acting towards the goal consistently and making sure that you learn from those mistakes is the only way ahead. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I request the next participant. So the topic you got is laughter is the best medicine. Again, I repeat, laughter is the best medicine. Hope you'll go into make us laugh. Yeah. So the team number is 37.
You can start now.
यहाँ बैठे सभी को मेरी प्यार भरी नमस्कार। आज का मेरा टॉपिक है हंसना एक दवाई है। आपको मैं एक स्टोरी सुनाना चाहता हूँ। मान लीजिए लाफ्टर बाजार में मिलने लग जाए, लाफ्टर बाजार में मिलने लग जाए तो क्या होगा कि हम जाएंगे, जैसे एक ना बच्चा मेरा ज्यादा सीरियस है कि माँ अपने बच्चे को लेके जा रही है कि ये ना भाई साहब कोई हंसने की दवाई दो, मेरा बच्चा बहुत कम हंस रहा है, बहुत सीरियस होता जाता है, पढ़ता ही रहता है, कोई मजाक होता है हम हंसते हैं, हंसता ही नहीं है। कहता है बहन साहब कितना पैक कर दूं? आप कहता है 1 kg पैक कर दीजिए। तो इससे क्या होगा? तो कहता है 1 kg हफ्ता तक चलेगा, फिर आपको नया लेना पड़ेगा। कहता कोई बात नहीं, फिर मैं नया ले लूंगा, तो आप एक बार ये तो कर दीजिए। तो हंसना उसको दे दिया। फिर वो गया तो उसके पापा आए, कहते बहुत थक गया हूँ यार, बहुत मुश्किल काम है। बेटा हंसी जा रहा है तो कह रहे हंस क्यों रहा है भाई, कि इसको क्या कर दिया तो इतना सीरियस हंसने। मैंने कही आज मैं ना बाजार गई थी, मैं इनके लिए 1 kg हंसने की दवाई ले आई, इसको मैंने दे दी इसलिए हंस रहा है। कहता देख तो लेती, इतना थका हुआ है, मौके पे देने, किसी शादी पे जाते या कोई फंक्शन पे जाते तब ले देना था, अब क्यों ले दिया? कहती ये तो गलती हो गई। कहती तेरे को पता भी है ना, हंसी मोदी जी ने भी कह रखा है कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने, कि हंसी तभी लो जब जरूरत है, ज्यादा हंसी हानिकारक है। फिर ऐसा क्या हुआ, वो कोई पब्लिक प्लेस पे चलेगी, वहां लिखा था हंसना मना है, पर वो बेचारे का 1 kg खत्म ही नहीं हुआ था, अभी 500 ग्राम खत्म हुआ था, 500 ग्राम उसमें अभी भी था। तो वो गया, वो बेचारा फिर हंसने लग पड़ा। तब किसी की मर्ग हो रखी थी वहां पर, सभी रो रहे हैं कि ये बहुत मुश्किल हुआ, कि बहुत अच्छा आदमी था, वो हंस रहा है हंस रहा है। तो फिर वो तो प्रॉब्लम होगी। वो कहती यार मेरे को पता ही नहीं था कि ये चलता है यहाँ पर। वो कहते कि ये चल रहा है सारे। उसके बाद लाफ्टर लॉ निकलने लग पड़े कि लाफ्टर लो कर दिए कि लाफ्टर हमेशा कंट्रोल्ड वे में हंसना चाहिए, ही नहीं करना, हा नहीं करना, मतलब बहुत कंट्रोल्ड लॉ हो गए। तो फिर एक बार जज साहेब सुना रहे हैं, किसी को केस कर दिया किसी ने, कि मैं अपने टीचर ने केस कर दिया स्टूडेंट पे कि मैं अच्छा सा लेक्चर दे रहा था और ये बच्चा हंस पड़ा, मैं इतना अच्छा पॉइंट सुना रहा हूँ, हंसा क्यों? उसने केस कर दिया। केस पे गए, जज साहब बैठ रखे हैं, तो जज साहब कह रहे हैं हाँ भाई तू कैसे हंसा था? कहता सर हा 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 हा। नहीं ये गलत है, हंसी हंसा क्यों? कहता सर ने फंबल मार दिया था। कहता किस चीज का? कहता सर ने हमें समझाते वक्त प्रिसीजन को प्रिसाइजन ऐसे बोल दिया तो मेरे को हंसी आ गई। तो कहता ये डिसेंट हंसी, छोटी गलती है तो डिसेंट हंसी हंसो। सर कहते, जज साहब कहते, वो बच्चा पूछता है जज साहब डिसेंट हंसी कैसी? ऐसी हंसी हंसो, तुमने वो गलत हंस दी है। कि हंसी की भी टाइप है, उसके लिए एक लेक्चर है। फिर उसकी मम्मी कहती यार इसको तो मैं डिग्री करा देती हूँ, हंसने का कोर्स ऐड करा दो। वो गई, सेमेस्टर उसका चल रहा था, बच्चा बड़ा हो गया। कहती बचपन में इसमें बहुत गलतियां की, इसको इतना हंसा लेके दिया फिर भी हंस नहीं पाया। तो आप ऐसा कीजिए कि इसको कोर्स ऐसा लगा दीजिए कि इसको हंसने की डिग्री हो जाए। बच्चा कहता ठीक है, उसको एक कोर्स मिला 6 मंथ का हंसने पे। तो उस पे उसने पूरा डिटरमाइन किया, उसने टैक्स लगा दिया हंसने पे, कि हंसना भी कहाँ कहाँ हंसना है, कहाँ पर नहीं हंसना है, एक अच्छा सा टैक्स लगा दिया। तो बच्चा बहुत आगे बढ़ा। फिर उसको हंसों का, जैसे कहते नहीं फाउंडर ऑफ ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन, द फाउंडर ऑफ लाफ्टर, द गुरु ऑफ लाफ्टर कहा जाता था उसको। पर वो खुद हंसना बंद कर चुका था, क्योंकि पहले उसको बचपन में जब भी हंसता था, कभी केस हो गया, कभी कुछ हो गया, इतना कुछ हो गया, तो वो खुद हंसने ही भूल गया, उसे हंसने से डर लगता था। अब वो क्या था, एक वो बन चुका था, क्या कहते हैं उसको, स्टबन की बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट हो चुका था। वो कहता था कि अब किसी को हंसने ही नहीं दूंगा। उसने इतने लॉ बनाए, वो बहुत ऊपर गया। फिर एक दिन वो प्रेसिडेंट बन गया, बस फिर तो बस हंसना बिल्कुल ही बंद हो गया। सो कोई जोक रह करते थे जो स्टैंड अप कॉमेडियन, उनका बिजनेस बंद। इतना नुकसान हो गया, जैसे कोरोना में काल नहीं आ गया, हंसने वालों को काल आ गया। जो बच्चे कार्टून देखते थे वो भी बंद, कि ये कार्टून से बच्चा हंसेगा तो टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा। तो बोल इतनी प्रॉब्लम आ गई, कैसे हल करें। तो फिर ये डिसाइड हुआ कि हम ऐसे करते हैं कि उससे बात करते हैं जो हंसना बंद किया। अगर उसको हंसा, प्रेसिडेंट है, क्या कारण रहा उसने हंसना बंद कर दिया था, उससे बात करते हैं, किसी को हंसाते हैं। फिर एक ना कंपटीशन रखा गया। कंपटीशन में ये होगा कि जो प्रेसिडेंट को हंसाएगा उसको ज्यादा से ज्यादा पैसा दिया जाएगा। बड़े बड़े बिजनेसमैन आगे की ये तो मेजर प्रॉब्लम इशू बन गई कि अगर ये प्रेसिडेंट को कोई हंसा देगा तो खुद टैक्स भरेगा, वो कैंसिल ही कर देगा सारा कुछ। तो फिर वो सारे उनके पास गए, तो वो जा रहे हैं, तो कह रहे हैं कि सर कैसे हंसाएं, स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी ना है। फिर मेरे जैसा एक बंदा आया, तो सर कहते कि क्या कहोगे, अब जल्दी जल्दी कहे तो मेरे को अभी हंसा। मैं कहता हूँ सर मैं अभी हंसाता हूँ, आपको ओटीपी के बारे में पता है? सर कहते हाँ मेरे को पता है, वन टाइम पासवर्ड। मैंने कहा सर जल्दी जल्दी सुनना, वन टाइम पासवर्ड अगर हम खुद पे अप्लाई कर लें तो क्या होगा? कहता क्या, कुछ नहीं होगा। मैंने कहा अगर वन टाइम पासवर्ड खुद पर अप्लाई हो जाएगा, गलती किसी की होगी, मान लो मेरे दोस्त ने चाय गिरा दी, उसकी गलती हो गई, तो मेरे को गुस्सा करना चाहिए, मेरे गुस्से वाला ओटीपी रिलीज होगा, 15 सेकंड बाद चेंज हो जाएगा, वो ओटीपी माफी मांगने वाला है, गलती वो करेगा, माफी मैं मांग रहा हूँ। कहता मैं कहा अगर ओटीपी फिट कर दे तो ये होगा। मैंने उसको ओटीपी इंपॉर्टेंस बताई कि ओटीपी यहाँ अप्लाई करोगे तो वो होगा। फिर मैंने स्टडी को कहा, मैंने कहा अगर 3 सब्जेक्ट पढ़ रहे हो, इकोनॉमिक्स, बिजनेस और मैनेजमेंट, फिर क्या होगा, आप इकोनॉमिक्स 15 सेकंड का इकोनॉमिक्स का ओटीपी रिलीज होगा, वो कहाँ क्वेश्चन पेपर चेंज हो जाएगा, वो एथिक्स का आ जाएगा, पब्लिकेशन एथिक्स। अगर बिजनेस का ओटीपी रिलीज होगा 15 सेकंड के लिए, अगला पेपर पड़ा होगा एथिक्स का, तो बंदा पता क्या लिखेगा, हमें अपना एथिक्स बेच देना चाहिए, बहुत प्रॉफिट होता है। तो फिर सर को समझाया गया कि ये लाफ्टर की बहुत इंपॉर्टेंस है, तो आप उसे कंट्रोल कीजिए। धन्यवाद।
He's representing team number 38. Got the topic.
Topic is positive time management.
Positive time management.
Greetings, everyone. So the topic which I've opted is positive time management. There's actually a quote which my uncle said to me now. The quote goes like, failing to plan is actually planning to fail. Planning is a thing which everyone should do. Without a plan, you can't even achieve, even a single thing, even a smallest thing. Let it be you kind of making your mind to go out and take a tea, or let it be, you kind of preparing yourself to kind of go and talk in a conference. Everything needs planning, and everything needs the way you're actually adjusting your schedule so that you can bring an optimistic result. Imagine I have a conference today and I'm kind of going to Wonderland and I'm enjoying. That doesn't make sense, and no one ever does that. A person who does that is actually kind of, what we will actually say. One thing, one half of the people will say, see how confident he is. But it'll be the same person will be thinking, I just don't know what to do. I'll just have some fun. Let me calm myself down. And then I'll kind of start to prepare. Positive time management. When you just see this, what does it mean by positive? Most of the people will be thinking like time management itself is positive, right? When you see the topic positive time management, we can actually think about the priorities. Time management is a thing which everyone can do, anyone can do. Even a gangster does the time management before making a bomb blast. That is not a time management which we are talking about. Your priorities, how we are actually kind of, prioritizing your things so that you'll get a good result, and how we are actually kind of managing your time in a good way. For example, say that you have a test tomorrow. If you opt to study for 8 hours and play for 2 hours, that is something positive, which everyone does. But if you're studying for 2 hours and you're playing for 8 hours, which I think Superman can do, I don't think anyone here can do, that is not a positive thing. Positive time management generally talks about the priorities, how we are actually aligning, how we are actually planning to manage the time, what we are keeping first, to which we are giving most of the time, to which we are actually keeping it the least. You ask any kind of examination prepare the person who is actually preparing for any kind of examinations. It is not like a person will be continuously preparing, studying, doing that, doing this, being a bookworm. Exactly, it's a false thing. You go and ask to anyone, he'll definitely he'll be obviously doing a thing which is actually kind of refreshing his mind, kind of talking to his friend, going and playing outside. This is how it actually works. Positivity you can also, as apart from the priority point of view, you can also kind of think from a ethical point of view, as I said, the bomb blast example. So that is one thing which we have to always think about it. And time management, from a general point of view, it is a kind of trump card for any person to do anything. Without time management, I don't think, even for the conference, even for this competition we have come to participate here, many of us would have kind of, there will be people obviously who chose, I will not kind of enjoying the lawn. Yesterday, everyone was enjoying the lawn, kind of, playing the music, this. There will be definitely few people would have opted, okay, I have an event tomorrow, I'm not going to take part in this, because this is my event is more important than this. That is the way he's actually thinking. That is the way he's managing his time. Time management is an important, inalienable part of any successful life. There is not even a single person who did not actually get his success without any sort of time management. Time, there's actually one of my friends says this joke, whenever I ask him, I actually don't carry my watch, and I ask him, what is the time? What is the time? He says, time is priceless. What the hell are you talking? Seriously, I'm asking about the time. Jokes apart, but definitely when you see the joke, time is priceless. Time does not wait for anyone. It is we who is running behind the time. Time, can you please stop? Just stop for some 30 minutes so that I can get myself ready. Time, can you just go back so that I can correct my mistakes which I did in past? This is a thing which most of us are doing right now. There won't be even a single person will be thinking what I did is completely good. There is a thing which every one of us would have thought at night while sleeping. I shouldn't have done this today, man. I should have dealt this. I should have dealt this in a different way. That day, the fight which happened that day, I shouldn't have dealt it like that. I shouldn't have said this like this. So time never waits for anyone. We actually know that. But one of the biggest mistakes which we are doing is, we are seeing that time is not kind of waiting. We are seeing that we are making mistakes. But the efforts which are making to kind of making it positive or making a good way is something very less. Thank you.
Thank you. I request the next participant to come on dais. Jury, she's representing team number 39. The topic she got is
Be an encourager. World has enough critics.
I repeat, be an encourager. World has enough critics.
You can start.
Good evening, everyone. So, my topic is Be an encourager. World has got enough critics. It feels good to be here in front of you all giving a speech. I might underperform today, but it's good to encourage than to criticize. I have heard speeches of many of my fellow participants, and it's good to see the positive points they have spoke about. It's easy to find the negative mistakes they have made, but that's not the path we should choose, because every great person that have achieved something great, they might have made mistakes earlier in their lives, but have they not got any encourager like their parents or their teachers, they might not have been able to do great, to achieve such great path which they have achieved. Let me take you an example of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam or Swami Vivekanand. But they faced many hurdles in their life. They were criticized. When Swami Vivekanand went to Chicago for his speech, he was criticized for his outfit of a monk. But he also got many encourager after his speech that motivated him. In the same way, we are here on this podium. Many of us might be giving the speech for the first time. Many of us might be facing the audience for the first time. It's important to be an encourager than to see the negative points. It's easy to smile, to laugh on them, but it's very difficult to motivate them to do better what they have done before. So we should take motivation from great leaders of our country. Like, we can also take example of Narendra Modi. He also has faced many hurdles, got many critics. Still, he's working hard. Many politicians, when any bill is passed or any policy is made, they face many criticism. They face much criticism, but it's difficult to get encouragement from the audience, because the citizens, they first see the negative points of the bill or the policies, then seek the positive of the bill and policies. So I would like to end my speech on a positive note. As this topic also, I would like to throw some light on optimism. This optimism is very important, as uh, it is the key to any, I guess, I feel it is the key to success, optimism in life. And we should see failures as the stepping stones towards success. And if we are failing, then we should learn from our mistakes. And anyone else who are failing in then we should encourage them to do better and motivate them. Thank you.
thank you. I request the next participant. Our topic is
To have an axe to grind.
to have an axe to grind.
Yes, we can start.
Honorable judges, respected professors, teachers, and my dear brothers and sisters, greetings. I know most of you are fed up waiting for the Lord, but just bear me. To have an axe to grind. This is even an axe for me too. The hard thing that we have already passed in our life, we may have forgotten them, or sometimes we have there is a still pain that that the past have created in you. But what we have overcome is that we are strong, that we have grinded those hard things. For me, in my last teenage, overcoming the most hardest thing is that my failure. My failure during my 11th grade and my failure during after my 12th grade. For me, in my 11th grade, the failure isn't in studies or academics. It's based on human relationships, my friends, family. Having pressure in 11th grade, that's the last or the middle teenage, right? We are experiencing a lot where hormones, we can't blame hormones or we can't blame ourselves. But during those times, friendships has been a hard thing for me. Overcoming that was a bit hard. I can't explain that. And the next failure is after my 12th, my entrance exam. Overcoming that thing was a bit depressed. But what I have done, I just let time heals. Everyone say time heals, even I said. But time doesn't heal. Time makes us strong. Time makes us believe we can heal. We are strong. If every one of us have been living in the past with those hard struggles, what will the world have become? Maybe a place where everyone will be crying, everyone will be depressed, or everyone will be worrying about what they have came across. We all have overcame past hurdles. This thing is such a great thing. We all have overcome everything. I would congratulate everyone in this hall that you have already passed most of the hard thing in your life. If you can remember those hurdles, those past, those hard things, even if still it hurts in your heart, just let it be. Let it be a killing memory in your heart. Every memory is special, even if even it's a bad or hard struck memory. But remember, in those hard times, you have become stronger and greater than before. Before ending my speech, if you can remember something, remember this. You are strong. You are more stronger than everyone else. Thank you.
Thank you. I request the next participant to come on the dais. Yuri, she is representing a team or 41. You got the topic,
The pot calling the kettle black.
the pot calling the kettle black. I repeat, the pot calling the kettle black.
I think Sir, I don't think I can speak well in this. Um, Sir, I cannot continue with this. Sir, Sir, can someone help me? Then I could continue. But I think. Okay. A very warm good evening to one and all. The topic given for me now is the pot calling the kettle black. As the topic was being mentioned, the meaning of the topic was mentioned before. We are always, as being in the 21st century, we are always keen observers of others wrong, not checking what wrong things that I could have done in my life. And I used to hear my mother saying, it's in my mother tongue, but still I think we can all understand. We are only observing the small pieces of stick or the small twigs, the small stick or something that the great twigs that could have injured us, but we are still seeing the dust that is in the eyes of our friends or the fellow mates. That is the current situation I'm being in. Being in this world, always in the social media, we have seen that we are using about 5 hours per day, and it states that according to the 2022 report, it says the youths of India, the teenagers of India are under cyberbullying. So we are saying you're not having a smaller slim body like me, but I'm not thinking how well I'm or how pleasant I am. Or we are not we are not equal to some others. We cannot judge others. We could have made a greater mistake in all our lives, but still we are saying about the small mistake that could they have done. The teenagers of our world are facing internet persona. That is a state that's saying that I'm not as equivalent as her, I'm not good as her. Why are we comparing? Making myself thinking that I'm the greatest in nation, I'm thinking I'm the best in nation. It's not the value. I remember once Napoleon has said to his friends, like, you should see only the aim that you have to attain, but he forgot to see the obstacles that is standing, and the obstacles too had the same view. I should see only the aim. What it really matters is we are always pointing others' problems and not thinking, not judging myself. And we are the creators of our destiny. First of all, look on to us, look on to the mistakes that we have done. And we are all given with the best life, and enjoy your life to the most, and give the others, our friends, our fellow mates, to have a pleasant world to live by. Not a single action of us should make a distress of the others. Even I could have made a mistake, you could have made a mistake. Okay, it's to make mistakes are always, failures are always the stepping stones towards success. Only once if we fail, we can see the aim that we have to attain. So when you're moving up, always try to give a try to give a small hug, try to give a hand to a friend in need without indicating you are not good, you are worse than me. If it was a situation, how could the world could have moved so far? India, after attaining its independence, it has moved so far. If India was still pointing on the colonial rule of British, we could have not moved apart. India, from the mistakes made by Britishers, we moved, and now we are standing as one of the best nation. And by 2047, we'll attain a developed nation. How it's been possible? Seeing the mistakes that the other one has done. So let us all be the best versions of ourselves, showing the best examples to others, not the one who is indicating, who is pointing to the mistakes of others. Don't be the defenestrated community, but the molding citizens of a nation, not pointing to the bad deeds, but the one leading to the best. Thank you.
Thank you. I request the next participant to come on the dais. Jury, she is representing team 42. The topic she got is,
what did you learn from COVID lockdown? My topic is, what did you learn from COVID lockdown?
Yes, you can start.
Good evening to the amazing audience which is waiting here to listen to me and the honorable judges. Thank you for giving this opportunity, firstly. So, my topic being what I learned from COVID. When I say COVID, first thing that comes to my mind, mask, 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 mask. I mean to say, you have to mask your bad deeds. Accordingly, you have to mask your face as well so that you can protect yourself from the harmful things. Saying that, what I learned, there are many advantages as well as disadvantages of COVID. If I say about disadvantages, first thing that comes is the economy dropped down and many houses lost their zeros. I mean, bank account balance went down, right? So many of them lost their jobs. Yet at the same time, there are some new jobs that came out. Work from home. Like many of the housewives came out of this zone where they couldn't go to jobs and they followed their passion from working from home. Many new entrepreneurs came up with online society, with making products at home safely. People prefer taking products which are good. Now, what did I learn? To be honest, staying in the home all day, I will definitely agree that I was more lazy and had put on a lot of weight. But at the same time, what I learned, this time a person said that if you can't go outside, go within your inside. That's something what I learned. So I learned to become a better person this time. I learned calligraphy because I was interested. I got a lot of time to spend on myself. This was the time after few years, being my sibling and me going to the college, going to the hostel. We gathered at the home. All four were at the home in the COVID for a long time. I say many families stayed. Some kids say they didn't see their fathers because they go to their jobs. But because of COVID, whole family stayed united. Don't you think it's amazing? Some things are bad, of course. You didn't get to eat in a hotel, but maybe you understood the importance and hygiene should that be followed. How good your mother's food is when you come back from a long stay at your hostel and stayed for a long time in your home. That is what we can see here. We learn the importance of sanitization, basically, what I'm trying to say. We say cleanliness, cleanliness, cleanliness is important. But because of COVID, we focused more just not on our surrounding, but also a personal sanitization. That's what I am trying to say. We understood, I personally understood why it is so important for me to follow all the rules that has been set up by the government, not just for my safety, but for the safety of the entire colony or who is around me. Right. So actually, there are been more advantages, not just being your health, sanitization, or what perspective you see the world. Yes, of course, online arena has broadened its horizons. Now, there can be an advantage, there can be ambiguity that it is good to have online studies. At the same time, it is not that useful, or maybe you can't just focus that much. But to me, to be honest, I did not focus that much, but I learned more on self study, how I have to become a better person in this COVID lockdown. I've learned calligraphy. I learned new styles of singing. I learned to play an instrument. That's how I have improved myself. I can proudly say that this free space and time could definitely bring out some stones unturned within me. And many people here might have also had some of those disadvantages, but yet they say have seen a flower bloom within them. Yet I have learned that every work is important during lockdown. By we can say that आज दूध वाला नहीं आया यार because of COVID. We realize the importance of that work. In this lockdown, I understood how important it is that वो newspaper देने वाला हो, or maybe he might be the one vendor who gives us milk, or maybe someone, the one who comes to clean our house. Didn't we realize how tough it is? Didn't we respect their work when we were missing them? We missed our home workers, we missed our the milk vendors, we missed our small shop vendors selling. Then I realized, we also realized how hard it is because we had to actually clean all of our home and all of our clothes, maybe. All did find it tough, right? Even the biggest of celebrities had to do it. I basically realized the importance of all small works which are associated with a house. That's what I can say that I basically learned, and self improvement. And I hope everyone with the negative factors as well had some positive changes in them in this lockdown. I'm really thankful for this opportunity and all the participants who spoke so well and motivated me to be a better person today and speak so well. And thank you so much, honorable and talented judges, for giving this thanks. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Yuri, she is representing team 43. The topic she got is
Significance of mobile for student.
I repeat, significance of mobile for students.
Yes, you can start.
Okay. Worthy jury of judges, respected teachers, and my fellow mates. A very pleasant evening to one and all present here. This is quote number 43, and here I am to articulate my perspective on the title, Significance of Mobile for Student. So now when I look at this topic, significance of mobile for a student, a quote is continuously, basically it is a shlok from Sanskrit, it is continuously reverberating in my mind. That is, Kakacheshta vako dhyanam, Shan nidra tathaivacha, Alpahari grihityagi, Vidyarthina panchalakshanam. These are the 5 aspects, the 5 qualities that a student must have in his life. So here we are talking about having a mobile in a student's life. So we are living in the 21st century, the era of digitalization, industrialization, and we have to keep up with the pace. We are living in the era of science and technology. So mobile, definitely, apparently, I vouch for the statement, has become the integral part of our life. And I am a student. I know how much important mobile is for me. But then there is a very beautiful quote by Oscar Wilde that says that there is nothing in this world which is worth knowing, can ever be taught. We are having mobiles, but we cannot be ignorant of the aspect and the problem that we are facing, because it is very humanistic to fall for the greeds. For instance, if we have phone and we are using it for our study purpose, all right, it is very easy for us to get distracted. I personally vouch for the statement that most of us do spend very much time on the social media that is not productive at all. So as I quoted the Oscar Wilde, I want to say that if we really want to learn something, we need to entrench, develop, and inculcate the quality of discipline, obedience, and determination in ourselves. And it takes courage, because the core and the crux of this topic is that I want to convey my message as that we must learn to manage it. And as Mahatma Gandhi says, a man is but the product of his own thoughts, which means that it totally depends upon us that how do we access and how do we use the opportunities that we have. And significance of mobile for a student it is a statement that is impeccable from my perspective. Because, and when I'm saying this, I'm stating this, I couldn't quote a better example, a better instance than the COVID times, where we had to use our phones for our online classes. And like, I cannot imagine my life without my phone, even right now. But it's just that we have to control. We have to learn that how to manage. And that is the veracity. The Orient and the Occident of this very statement lies in the fact that we must know how to manage the usage of mobile. As a student, we must focus on our growth. And growth is not just a dynamic aspect, but it confers to the fact that how we grow as a personality. And in the life of a student, I think mobile, it is just unimaginable for us to live without our mobile. But it's just that we can explore. There is much more in this world to explore. And I think when we are using mobile, in, there is a limit to everything. That is something that we must acknowledge. And when we are using something beyond its limit, it becomes an habit, it becomes an addiction, and that is not good for our health. And it is not deteriorating our mental health, but also our physical health as well. So at last, I would like to end my words and my saying with these words of Rabindranath Tagore. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where the knowledge is free, where the tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake.
Thank you. So next participant. Suri is representing the team 44. The topic he got is
How can you make India the world champion in hockey again?
how can you make India the world champion in hockey again?
Yes, you can start.
Good evening, respected judges, and regards to the Agri Uni family present here. The art of public speaking is quite an interesting task, and it gets more interesting when you get an opportunity to deliver an extemple on how can you make India the world champions of hockey again. I'm lot number 44. Hockey was once regarded as the national sports of India, but the tagline of national sports has been removed from hockey 2 to 3 years back. It is Major Dhyan Chand, one of the greatest sports person of the millennium, the greatest son in sports India has ever produced. From 1920s to 1945, under the British colonial rule, India were the world champion of hockey. I think everybody know that hockey until 1960s was one of the primary sports in our country, but slowly and gradually cricket took over, since I think the landmark for cricket was the 1983 World Cup, which was won under the captainship of Kapil Dev. But now we can see hockey is now gradually improving under the leadership of one of the greatest, according to me, the Chief Minister of India, Naveen Patnaik. Naveen Patnaik, everybody know that there has been a BJP wave for the last 15 years, but Naveen Patnaik has been the Chief Minister for Odisha for the last 22 years. There is only one political party in Odisha, that is Biju Janata Dal, and Naveen Patnaik, the official sponsor of Indian hockey team, is the Odisha government. You can see the Odisha government written on the jersey of Indian hockey team. I think most of you are unaware that entire sponsorship, entire jersey, entire the attire, the shoes to the hockey sticks are sponsored by the Odisha government. If a cricket World Cup takes place in India, there would be 20 to 25 cities, 30 venues, so much pomp and joy. But the hockey World Cup only took place in Birsa Munda Stadium in Odisha, in Rourkela and Cuttack. Unfortunately, India lost to New Zealand, and Belgium won the this year's World Cup. But how can we make hockey once again the primary sport of India? First of all, we have to remove the stigma that hockey we have to remove the stigma that there is when you play cricket, you will become a superstar. Even if you play one international cricket, you earn crores of money. We have heard stories of players buying shoes from their own money, but we have to encourage children from their childhood only that all sports, it doesn't matter it is hockey or badminton or table tennis, anything, we should encourage them to have sports in their curriculum, because sports encourages you, teaches you moral values, it guides to, and it enlightens your path. As we know, hockey is a sports which has been banished from the headlines of the news channels or the sports bulletin for the past decade or so, but slowly from the work of Naveen Patnaik, it is now being heard, and slowly and gradually. I'm from Bihar, but I know the reality is that hockey is only played by a bunch of few people. People treat hockey as a sports that you will get dirty, you will break your leg. It is used for beating people. Hockey stick is used for beating people for not playing the sports. But slowly and gradually, I think the sports discipline and the values that hockey teaches us, that it grinds you. You have to work hard. You have to run. You have to have dirt on your face. You have the courage to. You have to courage to just have your lungs puffed up. Just straddling 10-20 kilometers. Now I would like to conclude my extempore, and I wish in the forthcoming years India will become the champion of hockey again. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I request the next participant to come on dais. Jury is representing a team 45. The topic he got is,
क्या अनुशासन केवल छात्रों पर लागू होता है?
is discipline applicable only to students? Is discipline applicable only for students?
Yes, you can start now.
नमस्कार। आदरणीय निर्णायक मंडल को मैं नमन करता हूं, आदरणीय आयोजकों को नमन करता हूं और यहाँ जितने भी बचे कुछ प्रतिभागी हैं उनको भी नमन करता हूं। आज का जो मेरा शीर्षक है कि क्या अनुशासन केवल छात्रों पर लागू होता है, मेरे अनुसार इस प्रश्न का उत्तर नकारात्मक रहेगा, क्योंकि अनुशासन एक ऐसी चीज है जो हम हमेशा से अपने अंदर चाहते हैं, अपनी आने वाली पीढ़ियों में चाहते हैं और अपनी पिछली बीती हुई पीढ़ियों से उस अनुशासन की शिक्षा हम ग्रहण करते हैं। अगर हम अनुशासन पे बात करने बैठें तो सबसे पहले ये हमारे दिमाग में आता है कि ये अनुशासन आखिर क्या है, क्या है ये अनुशासन जिसके पीछे हम भागते रहते हैं। अगर मैं अपने तौर पे इस तरीके से बताऊं कि अनुशासन अत्यधिक कुछ नहीं है, मात्र अपने धर्म का पालन करना अनुशासन है। धर्म से मेरा मतलब किसी और से नहीं है, अपने कर्म को सही ढंग से करने का अर्थ ही धर्म है। ऐसा मैंने लिंग पुराण में पढ़ा है, इसलिए आपको बताता हूं कि अपने कर्म को अगर हम सही ढंग से कर लें तो शायद वही हमारा धर्म है। और हर धर्म, चाहे कोई भी धर्म हो, कोई भी मजहब हो, हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई, जैन, बुद्ध, कुछ भी आप पकड़ लीजिए, कोई भी धर्म हो, उसके मूल में कहीं ना कहीं अनुशासन ही है। छात्रों की बात करें तो छात्रों के लिए निश्चय ही अनुशासन एक बहुत ही आवश्यक हो जाता है। और केवल छात्रों के लिए ही नहीं, हम कोई भी अगर कोई किसी भी अन्य परिक्षेप में देखें तो भी अनुशासन बहुत आवश्यक है। हम बचपन से सीखते आते हैं कि हमें अनुशासित होना है, हमें अनुशासन को साथ लेकर चलना है, क्योंकि अगर हमें सफलता के लिए जाना है तो हमें अनुशासित अवश्य होना होगा। आज ये जो हमारा एक्सटेम्पोर का कंपटीशन है, शायद 4-5 प्रतिभागी और बचे होंगे, उसके बाद ये समापन की ओर बढ़ेगा। हमने देखा कितने अच्छे से ये प्रोग्राम हो पाया। वो क्यों हो पाया? क्योंकि हम बड़े ही अनुशासन के साथ बैठे थे। आते ही हमारे सर ने हमको असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में बिठलवाया कि आइए 45 तक बैठिए। कितने अच्छे से इसका आयोजन हुआ। अगर हम इसी चीज को देखें कि अगर किसी भी देश की प्रगति भी करनी है तो उसके लिए भी अनुशासित होना परम आवश्यक है, क्योंकि बिना अनुशासन के हम कुछ सोच भी नहीं सकते कि हम किसी भी प्रकार की प्रगति करने बैठेंगे। अगर हम एक झुंड की तरह आगे बढ़ने लगे तो शायद कहीं ना कहीं हम इधर से उधर भटकते रह जाएंगे और कुछ नहीं। और शायद आज हो भी यही रहा है। आज हम देखते हैं कि हम प्रगति करने पर अपनी ध्यान नहीं देते, जो दूसरा प्रगति कर रहा है उसको कैसे नीचे लाया जाए इस पर अधिक ध्यान देते हैं। आज जितने भी लोग यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, मैं सबको नमन करता हूं, सारे प्रतिभागी मेरे मित्र हैं, लेकिन एक बात मैं कहता हूं कि हम सब बैठे हुए हैं दूसरों को सुन रहे हैं, लेकिन दूसरों के लिए हमारे मन में कहीं ना कहीं ये अवश्य रहता है कि इसका कुछ तो गलत हो जिससे मेरे नंबर बढ़ जाएं। ये हमेशा हमारे पास रहता है। हम पहले से अनुशासन किस तरीके से हमारे अंदर, हमारे देश में भरा हुआ है। आप सब जानते होंगे कि पहले से हमारे देश में एक व्यवस्था चलती आती है, वर्ण व्यवस्था, जिसका आज कई लोग विरोध भी करते हैं कि वर्ण व्यवस्था गलत थी, ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए। मेरे अनुसार ये वर्ण व्यवस्था ही थी जिसने इस देश को इतना आगे बढ़ा दिया, क्योंकि हर किसी का कार्य निर्धारित था, हर किसी वर्ण का कार्य निर्धारित था कि ये कार्य ये लोग करेंगे, वरना शायद वो आपस में ही लड़ जाते कि हट, मैं ये काम क्यों करूं, ये काम तो मैं नहीं करता, तू कर ले। और वर्ण व्यवस्था इसलिए मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं कि पहले की वर्ण व्यवस्था और आज की वर्ण व्यवस्था में शायद कुछ अंतर है। अगर मैं इसका पक्षधर हूं तो कुछ ना कुछ उसमें अंतर है कि पहले हम देखते थे कि वर्ण व्यवस्था ऐसे नहीं पकड़ी जाती थी कि जो जिस वर्ण में जन्म लिया उसी वर्ण में आगे जाएगा। जो जो कार्य में निपुण होता था उस कार्य के अनुसार वर्ण में उसको डाला जाता था। ये आज की कैटेगरीज हैं जो जनरल, ओबीसी, एससी, एसटी बनाकर जन्म के आधार पर रख दिया जाता है। हम बचपन से सारे अनुशासन के काम सीखते हैं और इसी आशा से सीखते हैं कि आगे जाके भी हम यही पढ़ेंगे। और अनुशासन शायद मैं समझता हूं कि हमें हमेशा अपने साथ लेकर चलना चाहिए। हमें अपने मार्गदर्शकों को पहली बात नहीं भूलना चाहिए। अभी एक छोटी सी बात मैं कहना चाहूंगा। एक हमारे भाई थे जिनसे पूछा गया था कि आप किसकी तरह बनना चाहते हैं, तो उन्होंने विदेश से कोई मिस्टर चॉम्स्की का नाम लिया। मैं तो शायद उनको नहीं जानता हूं, लेकिन मुझे बुरा ये लगा कि शायद यहाँ कहीं ना कहीं हम अपने भारतीय मार्गदर्शकों को भूल गए। अच्छा होता कि अगर हम भारतीय नागरिकों को भी उसी हिसाब से लेते तो अधिक अच्छा होता। इसी के साथ मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हूं। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you. I request next participant to come on the dais. You can wait for 3 minutes. Juries want a break.
धीरेना धीरेना नित्तोम तनन धीरेना धीरेना नित्तोम तनन धीरेना धीरेना नित्तोम तनन धीरेना धीरेना उदन धीम तदन धीम तन धीरेना उदन धीम तदन धीम तन धीरेना धीम तनो धनो तनो धीरेना धीम तनो धनो तनो धीरेना तोम तनन धीरेना धीरेना तोम तनन धीरेना धीरेना तोम तनन धीरेना धीरेना तोम तनन धीरेना धीरेना उदन धीम तदन धीम तन धीरेना उदन धीम तदन
22, 14, 14, 21, 47, 13, 24, 44, 32, 1, 10, 9, 51, 52, 37, 39, 45, 35, and 26. Totally 30 kids have been qualified for second round of quiz. This is for your kind information. This has already been shared in the team managers WhatsApp group.
Tom tanana dhire na dhire na 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 Udana dhim tadana dhim tana dhire na Udana dhim tadana dhim tana dhire na Dhim tano 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 tadhire na Dhim tano 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 tadhire Tom tanana dhire na dhire na 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 Udana dhim tadana dhim tana dhire na Udana dhim tadana Tom tanana dhire na dhire na 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 Udana dhim tadana dhim tana dhire na Udana dhim tadana dhim tana dhire na Dhim tano 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 tadhire na Dhim tano 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 tadhire na Tom tanana dhire na dhire 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 na Udana dhim tadana dhim tana dhire na Udana dhim tadana tanana dhire na dhire na Tom tanana dhire na dhire na Tom tanana dhire na dhire na Tom tanana dhire na dhire na Udana dhim tadana dhim tana dhire na Udana dhim tadana dhim tana dhire na Dhim tano 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 tadhire na Dhim tano 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 tadhire na Tom tanana dhire na dhire 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 na Udana dhim tadana dhim tana dhire na Udana dhim tadana
Yeah, we are resuming back. I request the next participant to come on dais. Jury, she is representing team number 46. The topic she got is
Surround yourself with individuals who are going to take you to your higher self.
I repeat, surround yourself with individuals who are going to take you to your higher self.
Yes, you can start. Respected jury members and the fellow participants left over here. Good evening to one and all present here. So, my topic is surround yourself with individuals who are going to take you to your higher self. Before starting the topic, I would want to state that today, self-discovery has been technologically outsourced. Even procrastinating and being optimistic is left to technology. The technology says that smile a bit. It states, smile is a curve that sets everything straight, right? We are all surrounded by technologies and technologies, but it is the individual who can think. It is the individual who can act. And it is the individual who has experienced all the ambiguities and the cheer of this world. So basically, whatever we are going to learn would be better possible if we learn from individuals. I also want to state that it is the friend who accepts us in the way we are, but helps us to become what we should be. And this is the real meaning of friendship. I also want to state that the circle, the friend circle or the peer circle in which we live defines our worth. For example, let me say, if I live in a circle of 10 thieves, what would you think of me? You would think that I am also a thief. All of us have heard that chor chor mosere bhai, right? So it is clear and obvious that the surroundings or the people we live in or live with defines our own personality. And gradually and eventually, it happens that one day we would take and grasp all the qualities of the environment surrounding and people around us. It is a gradual process. For example, if we plant a tree,
And if we plant it in a soil that has some anti-nutrient, it is very obvious that the plant through its root will grasp all or some of the anti-nutrients which we will consume in the food sometime or after. So our surroundings define to a large extent what we are and what would we become. Same being here also. Today, I'm being surrounded by all you delegates. And now I have understood the fact that I may be good, but as there are better practices to even the best one, there are better personalities or the better people to even the best one. I've been told by my friends that you are very good at speaking, you are very good at oratory. But now, today, I can say that our country is not full of just fake or imaginary identities or orators. It is full of so many young, enthusiastic, and keen minds. And by saying keen, by saying creative, I do not mean that they are always so sophisticated, calm. By creativity, I mean the wilderness of mind and discipline of sense organs, particularly the eyes. The eyes I'm looking at, the ears I'm saying to, and the audience whom I'm referring and addressing to has made me and will make me some or the other time in my life, in my future, a better orator, and will make you as well. As an audience, as a peer, as a friend, we learn and teach every single individual so many things. And we, as listeners, too, think and listen and grasp so many other qualities as well from the listener. I'm a young, enthusiastic student and orator standing before you, but I can say it with confidence that I may be possessing some of the qualities which you would be lacking, because nobody can be perfect. Perfection is a utopia. Utopia, by which I mean an imaginary idealism. Nobody can ever be perfect. But we can approach perfection by making us surround with the people who we can firmly say that we take us to our higher self, and higher self in all respects, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you. I request the next participant to come on the dais. Yurish is representing the team 47. The topic she got is
Ideal of my life.
ideal of my life. Repeat, ideal of my life.
Yes, you can start.
Helen Keller, a philosopher and an author, had once said that when you forge forward, when one door of happiness closes, another one opens. But more so often, we do not see the door which is open because we are longingly looking at the door which has closed. A very good evening to one and all present here, respected judges, my friends, and my fellow organizers. Today, I stand here to present on the topic, Ideal of My Life. What is ideals? Ideal is an inspiration that we can derive from someone. So this one in my life, how can I take? Right from birth, we humans have so many people in our life who give us the ideals. We are not the one who think by ourselves right from birth. We are influenced by the surroundings that we live in. And so, right from my birth, starting with my parents, when I see my parents, my mother, my father, I feel like, yes, I need to be a great citizen and a great child. I need to be this ideal child for my parents who can achieve the goals for them. Then we come to school. We see our friends. We get inspired by them. And then we'll be like, yes, how about we all come together, do the same thing? Suppose my friend want to become a policeman. I would also want to become. If suppose my friend want to become a doctor, I would also feel like, yes, how about I go there? Then afterwards, we start growing up. We start realizing that we need to have unique dreams of our own. And then teachers come into picture. We look at them, we idealize them. One of the you must think about it. Think for yourself. You would have seen your favorite teacher, maybe in your nursery, maybe in your mid school or in your high school. You would look at them and be like, I want to be like them. I want to have the values that they have in their life. I want to adopt them. For example, I had this very nice math teacher. I was so inspired by her. She used to come every time on time, not even 1 minute late. And I used to be like, yes, I need to inculcate this in my life. This is how we get influenced by the surroundings. And then again, we grow up, we come to college, and then we realize we need to be unique and we need to be something different. And then we start thinking, how can I be different from the others? How can I be, as in the crowd, how can I be that person who can stand out? And that is when I start making my own ideals as per the ways I've seen the life. So coming to the point that what I believe and what is my ideal of life? My ideal of life is being a great citizen for the country, being an asset. I do not want to be one day feel like, okay, I didn't do anything. I want to be this very good supportive friend for my friends. I want to be a very great daughter to my father and mother. And I want to be a proud student for my teachers so that they can talk about me whenever they go outside. This is the ideal of my life. Also, when we look into that, I believe that as a human, we need to strive to go forward. It's not that we just stay in one place and think, okay, this much is enough. I have kept this limits, so I'll stay here. No, we keep evolving. Think about it. I used to not even do public speaking before, but now I've come here. When I see so many participants speaking with so much enthusiasm, I feel like, yes, I should take up this confidence in my life. And I should also be that person who can speak confidently in front of everyone. This also I want to inculcate in my life. What can others do as an taking ideal of life? Then we can look at the movies. We can look at the books. I am very much inspired by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I read Wings of Fire for 1 month and I felt this is what actually motivates the youth of the nation. And this is how we must go towards our nation. So I would like to quote one thing from APJ Abdul Kalam. He said that you should always broaden your horizons, keep your wings high and fly high. Do not think sky is the limit. Yes, I do not think sky is the limit. In conclusion, I would like to say, as Swami Vivekananda said, you should never stop until you reach your goal. Thank you.
Thank you. I request the next participant. I request the previous participants to hand over the slip. Jury, she is representing team 48. The topic she got is
Speech is silver, silence is golden. Your take.
I repeat, speech is silver, silence is golden. Your take.
Yes, you can start.
A fanatical good evening and a heartful namaste to all the soulful people present over here. Well, speech is silver, silence is golden. Your take. This word, your take. This is what matters in every person's life. Whatever you think, whatever you do, whatever you realize that it is what required, that matters. Well, there was a person. He was traveling from London to Calcutta. Well, he was in an airplane and he was just observing outside. He saw that sky was blue, sea was blue. In the horizon, the sun was shining. He was silent enough, but he asked himself, why? Well, he gave the answer for it himself, that the scattering phenomena of light, and he is the person called C.V. Raman, whom no one is there that we don't know. That kind of question never arises when we talk about C.V. Raman. Well, now we have talking about silence. Silence doesn't just mean that it is the concept of staying to themselves. Yes, it is staying to themselves, but also speaking to themselves. They have their inner soul and they'll be continuously conversing with their inner souls. Yes. And then, well, if we move a bit forward in this category, well, speech, it is also a weapon. With words, we can change lives. With words, we can change decisions. With words, we can inspire people. Well, I have been mostly inspired by the words of Sudha Murthy. Well, she is prominently known as wife of Narayan Murthy. But according to me, she's not wife of Narayan Murthy. She is Sudha Murthy, a prominent soul, such a beautiful soul. She's a living example of what a woman is. Well, I am a daughter of my father who always loves to say that my daughter is daughter, not like my son. She's a daughter. This is what matters. My father loved to say that she's a daughter rather than saying that she's a daughter like son. This is what, in words, every word affects a person. Every word affects a decision too. Well, if we move on much more into this, speech. What is speech? Speech is not something which is technically written and given verbally. It is not that. Speech is something which inspires people in such a way that they take decisions of their life in such a way that they inculcate something in their own souls that it becomes a developmental thing. One fine day, they'll remember back those words which they have heard and comes back to those days where they were silent enough and heard to that speech. Silence and speech, both do matter in our lives very much in the sense, too much. Well, in this sense, we can also go into another sector, that speaking and listening. When a person listens to the thing, when a person is speaking, that is when he can understand that and explore that and limitize himself to concentrate on a specific thing. Yeah, I need to learn it. I need to understand it. Yes, I need to explore it. And many other cross sectors arise in his mind. So speech is silver. Why it is silver? Just silver. Why not gold? Why not diamond? It is silver because words do matter. Words sometimes do affect people in a negative manner too. If I suddenly come and say, "Hey, idiot, what are you doing?" It is not a matter of thing of expression. Instead, I can say, "Dear, what are you doing?" Here, it hurts people too. So it is dropped a bit down to silver. Well, silence is golden. Why? Because when you are silent enough to listen to people, that is when you can understand people and speak to the people. So I would like to conclude by saying that speech, silence, everything do matter. When you're silent enough, you're going to speech in such a way that that silence breaks and becomes explosion of understanding and exploration. Thank you.
Thank you. Request the next participant. Request the next participant to come on dais. The 49. So 49 is there. So I request the team 50. Jury is representing the team 50. The topic you got is,
it is easy to give advice to others, difficult to take from them.
I repeat, it is easy to give advice to others, difficult to take from them.
Yes.
You can start.
आदरणीय निर्णायकगण, सभी गुरुजन एवं यहाँ उपस्थित मेरे सभी मित्रों को मेरा जोहार, मेरा प्रणाम। आज जिस विषय पर मैं आपके सामने अपने विचार रखना चाहूंगा वह है दूसरों को सलाह देना आसान है, उनसे लेना मुश्किल। जैसा कि आप सब जानते हैं, एक छात्र के जीवन में ये सबसे कठिन एक मुद्दा होता है जब हमें सलाह दी जाती है, जो हमारे माता पिता द्वारा, हमारे शिक्षकों द्वारा, हमारे मित्रों द्वारा। ये कितना ज्यादा दिक्कत पैदा करता है एक छात्र के लिए कि वो उन सलाह को लें। परंतु अगर दूसरी तरफ अगर हम देखें, हम जब अब वही सलाह जब दूसरे को देते हैं तब हमें ये बहुत अच्छा लगता है। परंतु आज ये कितना ज्यादा महत्वपूर्ण है कि हम दूसरों की सलाह को लें, बुरी सलाह को नहीं, अच्छी सलाह को। प्राचीन अगर इतिहास की हम बात करें, महाभारत काल की बात करें, एक और अगर हम दुर्योधन और कर्ण को देखें, दूसरी तरफ कृष्ण और अर्जुन की अगर हम बात करें, अगर हम अर्जुन की बात करें, एक तरफ अगर हम अर्जुन को देखें, दूसरी तरफ हम कर्ण को देखें, सलाह दोनों को दी गई थी, परिणाम अलग अलग थे। कृष्ण द्वारा अर्जुन को जो सलाह दी गई वो एक धर्म की ओर अग्रसर एक सलाह थी। परंतु दुर्योधन जिसने कर्ण जैसे महादानी पुण्य आत्मा को अगर हम दुर्योधन द्वारा दिए गए उस सलाह की अगर हम बात करें तो वो विनाश की ओर लेके गया। हम सब जानते हैं ये चीज। अगर अब हमारे आज के 21वीं सदी के थोड़ा करंट अफेयर्स की तरफ बात करें तो हमारे आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के बारे में अगर हम बात करें, कितने सारे उन्हें सलाह देने के लिए हम ये सब जानते हैं कि कितने उन्हें जब सलाह दी जाती है, कितने सारे लोग होते हैं जो उनके विरोध में होते हैं। आप ये नहीं कर सकते, आर्थिक मुद्दों पर कितने सारे सलाह दी जाते हैं हमारे भारत के ऊपर। हमारे भारत की आर्थिक वृद्धि नहीं हो रही है, हमारे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मुद्दों पर सलाह दी जाती है कि आज भारत कहाँ है। परंतु मैं आप सबको से पूछना चाहूंगा, आज जब हम मोदी जी को सलाह देते हैं, मोदी जी के विरोध जो भी जैसा भी रहता है, परंतु आज जब हम उन्हें देखते हैं कि अच्छी सलाह तो वो लेते ही हैं। हम जाते हैं, हम देखते हैं कि वो भारत के ग्रामीण क्षेत्र के लोगों से मिलते हैं, भारत के दूर दराज के जो लोग रहते हैं उनसे लेते हैं, उनसे सीखते हैं, उनसे सलाह लेते हैं, और उसका प्रभाव उनके कूटनीति, उनके राजनीति सब पर दिखता है। आज अगर हम बात करें हमारे पड़ोसी देश पाकिस्तान की, वो भी कितने सलाह देते हैं हमारे मोदी जी को कि भारत ये नहीं करता, भारत वो नहीं करता। परंतु अगर अब हम देखें, क्या भारत झुक गया है? नहीं। अच्छी सलाह का ही नतीजा है। अगर हमारे अजीत डोभाल जी की बात करें, उनके ही मार्गदर्शन में तो आज हम कूटनीति के मामले में हो या डिफेंस के मामले में हो प्रगति कर रहे हैं। अब अगर अच्छी सलाह की महत्वता की अगर मैं बात करूं तो जैसे कि मैंने अभी कहा है कि महाभारत काल के युग के इतिहास से अगर हम सीख सकते हैं, हमारे अच्छे मित्र भी होने चाहिए जो हमें अच्छी सलाह दें। माता पिता तो हैं ही जो हमारे सबसे अच्छे मार्गदर्शक होते हैं, उनकी सलाह। परंतु छात्र जीवन में भी ये कभी कभी बहुत ज्यादा कठिनाई पैदा कर देता है कि हम उन सलाह को लें, सकारात्मक सलाह के रूप में लें। अंत में मैं यही कहना चाहूंगा कि दूसरों को सलाह देना भले ही मुश्किल, बहुत आसान हो सकता है, परंतु अगर हम बात करें तो पहले खुद सीख लें, उसके बाद दूसरों को सिखाएं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you. Request the next participant. Jury, she is representing team 51. the topic she got is,
Health is wealth. Do you agree?
I repeat, health is wealth. Do you agree?
A pleasant good evening, everyone. Respected judges, teachers, and all those people who have gathered here. Today, I'm here to talk on the topic, health is wealth. Do you agree? I believe that it's not a question for all of us because all of us actually give pivotal importance to health. The reason being that in the present day generation or in the present era, as we all know that we're always being chased by lifestyle diseases and surrounded by lots of pollutants, and being in a society where we are constantly being thinking about, and our constant thoughts are always being about importance of health and how we can achieve better health. We know that even if you're rich enough, health is very important in our life. And as being a student of science, I would like to say that we need to just follow each and every kind of balanced diet and all those sorts of things in order to maintain well health. So just as I've begun, that health can only be achieved if we have both physical, mental, as well as emotional health. As being defined as health by the many of those organizations, health is nothing, it's not only meant by physical health or maintaining physical health, but health exactly means they need to be healthy in every aspect. It's physical, mental, emotional, social, and also reproductive health. So as we have these organizations in our country, which is particularly those organizations which provide importance to reproductive health and child health care, so we can understand how much health is important. So most of the people, like layman, in their language, maybe health can be taken to be considered only in physical terms. But in a present day generation, you talk about mental health too, because in an online era, we're more driven into digital well-being and talking about people and students and even young generation, which are more crazily driven into the fact and more driven into more like mobile phones and digital platforms. You need to understand how much we need to just focus on our mental health. And being mental health means we need to be happy enough and it is surrounded by people who can provide us with happiness. And when you talk about social health, we need to live in a society which actually understands the emotions and the feelings of others. It's more like all those people have said here, like criticizing others and body shaming others. Of course, we are in a society which never finds, tries to find the flaws in people. Maybe even though we find a person, we may not be just interested to find what is very better or good in them. Most of us will look for the flaws and mistakes. So of course, in order to achieve all the sorts of health, we need to be just understand how others feel. And when we talk about the next thing, that is, of course, physical health, we need to free from diseases. We have just seen an epidemic pass by and how we all have suffered. We just had very good medical assistance in our country, and that is one of the main reasons we were able to just pass that situation in our life. And it was a very critical situation that none of us were able to move out from our homes, and we were just into our homes, in the four walls of a house, and we understood how much important our health is. And at the moment, I can see that people going for joggings and for walking and morning walks. And you can find that they are just being driven into the understanding of how health is important. So lifestyle diseases are very much prevalent in nowadays. And what's the reason for lifestyle diseases? The same term, it's based on lifestyle. Of course, once we had the traditions of having food from our home, having meal, not going outside, but it's more like we are now more into fast foods, and that may be one of the reasons why the increasing obesity. And it's usually according to certain kinds of records and data. It's said that within this 10 years, or within a decade, there will be an increase in the obesity, especially in case of teenagers and people from 18 to 25 years. Very, not a gradual, but a peak rise in that. So what you can understand from this? So even we are just doing on conferences and many sorts of things about going for a healthy generation, a future, we need to understand that even though we actually host a very huge population, it's demographically, we are one of the most populous country in the world. We need to provide proper extension and healthcare services to all these. We know that poverty is one of the major problems of country. So of course, we need to provide better healthcare facilities in every part of the country, especially through private as well as public enterprises, through government. And it's one of our priorities. We need to provide more cash as well as more in our more in our all those kinds of things to be put forward by the government, so that health can be considered better. So I believe that each one of us agrees with my thought, and I'm thanking you, and thank you for everyone for providing this opportunity. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you. I request the next participant. Yuri, is representing team number 52. The topic she got.
Aeroplanes or trains or car or bus or ships, which one do you prefer?
I repeat. Aeroplanes or trains or car or bus or ship. Which one do you prefer?
Yes, you can start.
Hello. When we enter in this room, we are an artist, we are creative, we are important, we are respected. We are the reason why we are all here today. Today is not just an ordinary day. It's a day of opportunity. It's a day of beginning. It's a new start. It's the day of new dreaming.
A very good evening to the respected judges, all the participants, and my dear friends who came here to cheer me. Today, my extempore topic is aeroplanes or trains or ships or cars. Which one do you prefer? First of all, I want to tell you about the advantages of using all these transports. Aeroplanes. Aeroplane has a very important advantage. It has advantage of saving time. Like I am facing this problem this time. When I came in Bangalore, I came from Jodhpur, and I find that it takes around 41 hours or 42 hours to travel such a journey. And it was totally tiring. And I find if we prefer train, we can save our time because time is so precious thing. Aeroplanes can also help us to visit long distance places at very less time. Second, the advantage of train is that it helps us to enjoy the beautiful scenery. Like when we came in train, we find the beautiful scenery of the south. We can understand the beauty of the nature, the vegetation, the plantation, and the topography or soil of each and every place. Like when we visited here, we find a huge natural vegetation. Then the advantage of car. Car is also useful when we want to travel a short distance. However, I want to say we should use public transport because in India we are facing that pollution is rising, and especially if we talk about Delhi, Delhi is in number one in pollution. So I prefer and I want to suggest every one of you to use public transport rather than using your own personal cars. However, cars sometimes save our time, so you can use it also. Other one is ships. Ships are mainly used where we cannot connect ourselves with the railways and with the aeroplane, or we can't have enough resources. And it can be said that it is an oldest transport system. So these are all the advantages of using the different means of transport. However, I want to suggest you that you should use aeroplane when you travel a long journey. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope no one is there. I think we have ended up the session. So maybe is anyone is there who has been missed out? So I think, sir, it's done. You can finalize. The participants who are here, you can be here. The results will be announced here itself. So after the tabulation, the judges will go into tabulate the results and they will go into announce. Yeah, maybe it may take, you can say 15 to 20 minutes. So you can be here or you can go and come.
పోతా అన్న ఎంతసేపు లైట్ కింద పల్ పల్ అంటుండే అది అవసరం లేదు, లైట్లు ఉన్నాయి కదా సరిపోతుంది. డిఎస్ఎల్ఆర్ అన్ని ఫోటోలు అవసరం, ఒకరికి 5 కొడుతున్నాడు ఆయన. ఒకటి చాలని చెప్పి ఒకరికి కళ్ళు పోతున్నాయి కొట్టి కొట్టి, కళ్ళలో నీళ్ళు వస్తున్నాయి. లేదు